We just got some great news on Grand Theft Auto 6, and the craziest part about it all is it was said on live television. We'll be talking about what was said and more all in this video today. So this happened because of Take-Two Interactive's earnings call that happened last Thursday on February 6th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And alongside that earnings call comes with CEO of Take-Two Interactive and Chairman Strauss Zelnick doing a handful of various interviews, and in this instance, actually going on live television. It was the American sort of investing money news station, CNBC, and he did an interview where they asked him a bunch of questions, and he talked specifically about Grand Theft Auto 6, and on that call, we got a little bit of good news. I'm going to play the clip for you guys right now, and we'll take a look at it and we'll talk about it after.
Welcome back, everybody. Shares of video game maker Take-Two Interactive surging at the end of last week. The company came out with earnings and reiterated its guidance, saying that Grand Theft Auto 6 is still on track to launch this fall. Joining us right now is Strauss Zelnick. He's the chairman and CEO of Take-Two Interactive. And Strauss, it was great news on the earnings. You had a smaller than expected loss, but I think the reason the stock took off is because you said, Grand Theft Auto 6 is still on track. And that not only is great news for your company, it's in comparison to what we've seen from a lot of your competitors, too. Where do things stand? What's going on?
Well, what Rockstar Games puts into all of their titles is a desire for creative perfection, which is why it takes a long time, and why it's complex, and, of course, nervous-making. We don't claim success till it occurs. You're right, Grand Theft Auto 5 has been the standard bearer, not just for our company, but for the industry, over 3 generations. It's now sold in over 210 million units, which is extraordinary. Grand Theft Auto 6, what can I say? There's enormous anticipation both inside our company and in the marketplace as a whole. We couldn't be more excited.
I'm looking at the graphics right now. I mean, this is so different than when Grand Theft Auto 1 came out. How much of this is AI, and what can we do just in terms of where AI stands in the industry right now?
Well, we've been using digital tools since the very beginning. So I would say the interactive entertainment business is an innovator within what people call AI now. And I don't doubt that we'll continue to innovate. I think it's worth noting, though, that the genius is human, and the tools may be digital, but the creative genius is human.
So again, regarding Grand Theft Auto 6, he said what Rockstar Games puts into all their titles is a desire for creative perfection. He's used that word in the past, which is why it takes a long time, why it's complex, nervous-making. We don't claim success before it occurs. GTA 6, what I can say, enormous anticipation, both inside our company and in the marketplace as a whole. We couldn't be more excited. So obviously he doesn't reveal like, hey, it's coming out on October 29th, 2025, but he does again continue to double down, talking about his excitement about Grand Theft Auto 6 and also explaining why it's probably taken so long, that these games are complex and that Rockstar obviously seeks perfection. Now, a little bit later on that call, he essentially defended Grand Theft Auto 6 as well as video games like Grand Theft Auto as a whole, because the interviewers asked him how violence in video games influences real-world behavior, especially in a world with increasingly realistic graphics. I mean, you heard the interviewer there talking about how good the graphics look and talking a little bit about AI as a whole. And Strauss Zelnick did a really good job of shutting that down. I'll leave a link to the entire interview in the description if you guys are interested. But this essentially continues the narrative that Strauss has had from that earnings call to the interviews he's done. In fact, Ben or Videotech on social media actually summed it up quite well, that this seems like a different Strauss Zelnick this time around. Because one of the things they mentioned on that call was that Take-Two Interactive stock price had reached an all-time high. And that was because of what they said on that earnings call. And Ben or Videotech summed this up well, saying if Strauss didn't feel confident enough for the game to make it this year, I strongly doubt he would go on big press tours and still double down on the release during his recent management statements. It's a very risky move to mislead investors. The fact that he's doubling down is very positive. Take-Two is confident it's coming this year. And again, if you just go back to the way Strauss Zelnick was talking on the call, as well as the statements he were made, they were similar. But again, going back to what Ben said, they were more confident in him addressing when Grand Theft Auto 6 was going to be coming out. It just felt different this time around. And again, it'll be interesting to see, of course, when we hear from Rockstar Games next. We don't know when that is going to be. It really feels like they've missed every perfect opportunity. So who knows what their plan is this time around. But we did end up hearing more from Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick. It took me a while to comb through all the different interviews that he actually did. And he did another one with the website Variety. And he gave some, again, positive reassurances on GTA 6's release date. So Variety asked him if Grand Theft Auto 6 was still on track for fall 2025, and Strauss-Zelnick said this: "We've announced a pretty narrow window, so I think our view is that right now, that's fine." And then going on to say, then when it's appropriate, of course, Rockstar is gonna have more to say, which that line right there is obviously very frustrating. When is it appropriate? It feels pretty appropriate right now. I mean, they've going on 14, 15 months without saying anything. What do they seem to be waiting for? That, of course, is something that Strauss-Zelnick did not reveal. Now, Strauss-Zelnick also did another interview with IGN where he essentially believes Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to cause a massive influx of people buying console sales in 2025. And his response also kind of revealed that eventually, of course, I know this is obvious, that GTA 6 will indeed be coming to PC. This is what he said: "So with Civilization 7, it's available on console and PC and Switch right away. With regards to others in our lineup, we don't always go across all platforms simultaneously. Historically, Rockstar started with some platforms and then historically moved to other platforms." Now, Zelnick went on to point to the PC platform as growing in importance even as console sales fall, while publishers wait for Sony and Microsoft's next move, saying, "We have seen PC become a much more important part of what used to be a console business, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that trend continue. Of course, there will be a new console generation." And in any case, according to Zelnick, the release of GTA 6 is expected to be the biggest entertainment launch of all time and will drive console sales as fans jump into the current generation for the first time in order to play the game. Saying, "When you have a big title in the market, and we have many of them coming historically, that has sold consoles. And I think that will happen this year. I don't think tariffs are going to be our friend, but I think there will be a meaningful uptick in console sales in calendar 2025 because of the release schedule. Not just coming from us, but coming from others. So I'm not concerned about that regarding console sales falling. I think the trend that you'd want to focus on is the increasing share of the market, and that is reflected in PC." So once again, Take-Two CEO Strauss-Zelnick giving us some pretty big confidence with the interviews that he's been doing with the media, his appearances on television, which is pretty cool. And I think that's all that I was able to find from all the different publications, and I don't think he's going to do any more TV interviews, and certainly we've gathered all the information from the call. So honestly, now it's just looking at our watches and waiting for Rockstar to make their next move. When that will be, I'm not sure, but at least we've gotten some good news that things seem to still be on track for early fall 2025. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in those comments down below of Strauss-Zelnick's comments on TV, on interviews. Do you see this as good news, bad news, somewhere in between? Let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the GTA 6 videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.